Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and everything in between, above, below, and through dimensions, my name, as always, is Blazy Bard, your host with an ever-increasing amount of hair. And hello, and welcome to the Under the Desk podcast, where I am joined, of course, by the wonderful, the one and only, Fenrir, and his pet dad.
Hello, hello. Ben, don't lick me. No, camera's right there, but
How are you?
He just wants to lick me.
How you doing, bud?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
I forgot to grab a blanket. Just one sec.
Yeah, how do you forget to grab a blanket?
Okay.
You don't just keep them under the desk?
I'm here. Soon.
There we go.
When that is in the plan for the new place. I'm planning on just having
Okay.
like my ideal life would be to get one of those desks that like you can adjust the height of.
Ooh, those are nice.
So I can have like an under the desk setup. Can I hold on? I'm gonna get slightly undressed here. I know, scandal.
Ooh, oh my. So okay, I have a question for you.
What is your
okay,
question?
Bye, Fen. All right, my question: how loose are your pants that you need both a belt and suspenders to keep them up?
So the belt and suspenders, my trousers fit me perfectly.
Oh, Fenrir knocked my camera off.
Good.
Okay, technical difficulties, but we're back. Okay, we're good. Hey, oh god, he walked around the monitor and to stick his nose right into the treats. No, that's not how this works.
That's I don't know what you were expecting to happen, but that's peak doggo behavior right there.
That's good doggo behavior. Hopefully the camera is back now. So, all right, I got my blanket. We're good. Good boy, Finn. Now he's just staring at me. Okay.
He's a good dog.
All right.
Look at that boy. But yeah, so I'll let you in on a secret. My trousers are actually they perfectly fit me. They fit me perfectly. The suspenders and the belt are just for aesthetic.
Oh, okay. See, I have no fashion sense, as you can plainly see.
You look great.
I wear Hawaiian shirts, gym shorts, and Crocs.
It's a look. It
is what it is.
It is a look, and that
I look like I belong on Magnum PI.
and that's a great look.
I copped my entire look from that show, and I've never even seen it.
All right, the tie is off.
There we go.
Top button is undone. Blazy Bard is free. Oh, I'm wearing.
Perfect. Freedom.
Should probably take off my watch. Yeah.
Oh, you're just taking everything off now. Okay.
I mean, we'll take. It's like playing strip podcast. There's a secret word, and every time it's said, I will remove an item of clothing.
Okay. Oh.
That's definitely what's going on here. Yeah.
Hi. Okay. Okay. We got some guests. We got some guests.
Guests on the guests.
Right, be very careful. You can climb over and say hi if you want.
Oh my god.
Here, come right this way. Right this way. Or I guess you can just walk around this way. Yeah, that works. Come here. Come here.
I'm just looking to see.
We'll do one at a time. Come on. There we go. Oh. There. It wouldn't be Dad without the kids here, right?
That's great. I can't see them. Hello. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. Hello, tiny siblings.
I am being taken over right now.
Hold on, my delay is so high. You have never
had so many guests on this at one time, have you?
I really haven't. We've only ever had 2, and now we have. Look at that. We've got 3 guests at the same time. Hi, guys.
Hey, yeah.
Look at
Say
them.
hi, Blazy.
Hi, Blazy.
Now say hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
Now say Jithins drink water.
Drink water.
Good job.
You have them trained well, I see.
I really do. I really do.
Aww. I can't wait to have kids.
They're, honest to God, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Just like hands down. I'd be lying if I said there's not very challenging times. Looking at you. but seriously, it is like the greatest thing ever. Seriously, just watching them grow. I guess there's no other word for it. Training, I guess, as a sense.
Training.
But yeah.
Can I have kids, but like do until they're like 16 in a training montage?
I mean, kind of. If you go like a foster route, probably.
Great. Yeah. I
honestly I wish I could have more kids. Seriously, I really do.
I want 3. That's my plan. You know,
that's what we have here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're hoping for we'd love. See, we want to foster and we'd like to potentially foster to adopt even. But our house currently as it sits, we just don't have the room for it. So we need to upgrade our house and work on that before we move forward with those plans. So
right.
Yep.
Damn.
You kids want some fruit
That's
snacks?
so cool.
Why don't you go get some fruit snacks? Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
As you
Bye,
yanked
kids.
my headset out. Now I can't hear anything.
That's fine.
Technical difficulties all over the place. We're good.
Wouldn't be under the
1,
desk.
2. All right, I can hear him again. We're good.
It wouldn't be under the desk without technical difficulties. Don't worry, this is perfectly on brand.
Not at all.
That's incredible.
All right, and they're off to fruit snacks. We're good.
Fruit. What is a fruit snack? Isn't a fruit itself a snack?
I mean, you could, yeah, fruit itself. Well, I mean, which kind of fruits? I mean, if we're talking like a singular fruit as being as a snack, would you consider an entire watermelon to be a snack?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, never mind. You got me there.
I have consumed watermelons as a snack.
So, real talk, I used to take trash care of my body, and I'm honestly still not that much better. But back in the day, when I was a youngin', probably around your age actually. What are you? 20?
20, yeah.
Yeah, so it was right around your age. I would play on Xbox Live on my Xbox 360, and I would take a watermelon, cut it in half, and I would just eat it with a spoon as I played.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, you can eat those. Go eat them.
That sounds terrible, but that sounds incredible.
I know.
Like, okay, so I grew up in Spain, and one of the like lunch lunch light things in Spain is like you get a slice of like honeyed melon, and then drape like jamon serrano or parma ham, any sort of like dried ham that you'd put on top. And like that, I could live off that, but it's so rich and probably really bad or good for you. I don't know, like, I look at a lot of things and I'm like, this is either really good for me or really bad for me, and I have about 50 bazillion people telling me it's one or the other, you know?
Yep.
Like,
But
I remember... oh, God.
No. I was just gonna say, like, it's a little subjective as well, like, because depending on how good you are taking care of your body, right? I mean, if you are not exercising at all, and you have a double Whopper, for example, from Burger King, obviously it's not healthy, but you're working out all the calories and all the junk. Where if you actually are working out, so it's like it depends. Your intake depends on your outtake as well. So.
Right, that's fair. I just remember, like, God, a couple of years ago when I was a kid, and bear with me on this because it's gonna sound really bad. You know when cancer became like a big thing? Like when we finally started acknowledging cancer and like actively researching it and doing a lot of research into it for the first time. I would have been around 12, 11, like some point between 11 and like 13 when that kind of, I want to say boom, but that sounds terrible. And like I remember these newspaper articles that would come in from like the Daily Mail, like, these things will give you cancer, and it's like everything. Like, I'm pretty sure Moonlight was on that list, and like one day it was like, bacon can give you cancer, and the next day it's like, bacon can help prevent cancer, and it's like, which is it? Which is it? Because I need to know if I can eat bacon or not.
I mean, I'll eat bacon regardless. It's that delicious. I don't care.
That's fair.
I have weaved bacon into a plate, baked it, then put eggs and hash browns on top of it, and then rolled the bacon into a burrito. Yeah.
Oh.
It was a full pack of bacon. Full pack of bacon, one sitting, gone. Bacon burrito.
Oh, you dirty, dirty man.
Dude, until you've made a bacon tortilla, you haven't lived, Blazy.
That sounds amazing.
You glazed it in maple syrup. It's so good.
Oh. That would kill me, but it would be worth it. You know, that's the kind of stuff we're working with there. That would kill me, but it would be so worth it.
You've got the metabolism to handle it right now. In 12 more years, probably not, but right now you could.
That scares me. Thinking about, like, soon I'm gonna actually have to, like, properly, because I take good enough care of my body, you know. I work out, I go for runs every couple mornings. I work out again on stream because we have like redeemables for push-ups and stuff. But like I still eat pretty poorly and irregularly, and I'm trying to fix that now. But it just kind of scares me that in, as you said, like 12-ish years, I'm not just gonna be able to go, oh, fork it, I can't be asked to cook this week. I'll just order out every night and like be fine.
Yeah. I actually just saw a tweet on that yesterday. I think a friend of mine either retweeted it or liked it, and it was I can't remember the exact thing, but it was like the biggest piece of advice to give to kids. I'll call you guys kids in your 20s, is start your habits now. Because as soon as you hit your 30s, I'm gonna hit 35 next week. As soon as you get up there, if you don't have these healthy habits in place, whether it be exercising, whether it be, you know, not eating so much, like, it catches up to you quick. And it is very hard to recover from that, from, you know, looking at it and be like, oh crap, my knees are shot, my body's a mess, I'm incredibly like not healthy where I want to be right now. and then you have to kind of do that 180, and you have to like it's not even double the work, it's triple or quadruple the work. Like, I mean, for myself, for example, right now, I mean, I still work out, not to the extent that I used to, but working out right now, the amount of stuff that I'm doing that used to be for beneficial to just be like, all right, I'm gonna do this to gain, I'm now doing it to maintain.
Yeah.
It's just not there anymore.
God. And how do you
Not
find...
to scare you.
I mean, that is terrifying, but how do you find time with that? Because, like, obviously...
So tough.
I mean, I already find it difficult to motivate myself to do what I do. And, like... You know, I work now 3 jobs. And, like, most of that work is remote. So I can work from home. I'm actually planning on getting a dog next year, specifically to... make sure that I go out more, because like you can't ignore a dog, you know, you just can't.
Yep.
If you do, you're a monster.
If I ignored Fen, I would get canceled immediately.
Yeah, correct. So like, how do you find the time? Is my question.
This is gonna sound like such a cop-out answer, but you just do.
Right.
You.
Good.
But in all truth, in all actuality, that's literally what it is. You force yourself to find the time, whether it be integrating into something like, for example, let's just say exercising is one of them. My kids, I've got 3 kids, 3, 5, and 7. All of them are different weights. Guess what I'm gonna do with them? I'm gonna bench press them. I'm not kidding. I will literally lay down on the ground and be like, all right, kids, who's ready? And I'll like up, down, up, down. I'll do 20 reps with each kid, and they'll just be out doing a Superman. And they have so much fun because to them, it's a game.
Yeah.
And to me, it's an exercise.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, like we play tag in the backyard. And what do? I'll throw my 20-pound vest on, partially to give them a little bit better of an advantage because it's harder for me to run with that in and turn and pivot. But it's like, that's a better workout for me as well. So that's just one example of like, you need to find ways to integrate it into your regular things of life. But the other part of it is just like, you know, you need to just realize that there's 24 hours in a day. That's a given. But it's completely up to you what you're doing with those 24 hours a day. And you need to find the time to be responsible and do what you need to do to get it done. So. Dang.
That's pretty inspirational, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little off topic, but literally I mean, finding the time is what I've been doing the last 9 years of even marriage now. It's crazy. You just, because ever since we've gotten married, I work during the day and my wife works at night, meaning there's a passing time that we have.
Yeah.
So we have to find the time. That's why I'm very adamant where it's like, I don't want to stream on weekends. Unless, you know, she's now started streaming with me and playing games. I try to stay off social media as much as I can, just because that's family time. It's like, you need to sacrifice one and benefit the other. So.
Damn. You know, I used to date a girl who could bench press me. just to go like a little.
I want to bench press you. Can I bench press you at SWC?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Are you gonna do the whole Superman thing?
I can totally do the whole Superman thing.
Yeah.
That sounds perfectly fine to me. But she plays American football. Or she played American football at the very least. And I say we were dating. It was more like, you know, when like you're not quite dating, but you like
So like you're dating, but no one's actually said like, hey, are we a thing?
Yeah.
Like, no one's made that step. So okay, yeah.
Yeah. That was an interesting thing, just to have the knowledge that at any given moment she could probably throw me, and she's 5 foot tall. Like, she's small.
Wow.
She incredibly strong young lady.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I feel like, so I obviously, as someone who's just graduated university, right, a lot of my like friends who are my age, who are just graduating, are like, yeah, I don't really feel like an adult. I'm just like a kid, you know.
It's normal.
I exist. You know, I'm gonna graduate and find a job, and it's gonna be great. And I've been working 3 jobs essentially. Or I've been working, yeah. If you count being a student as a job, which it kind of is, right? It's a lot of time investment.
No, that I definitely. Well, it's a job that you're gonna pay them, but yeah, that's literally that's a job.
It's an internship.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah. So like I've been streaming since my first year while doing education, and then since my last year, I obviously got picked up by the stream team and by the caster team, and then suddenly I like had a job, you know, like that was my goal to get on the SCC/SPL talent team after graduating, and here I am a year until I graduate with the jobs that I want, because I love streaming. It's a great job. And now I've graduated, and I'm moving into a house that isn't a student house, that isn't my parents' house. I'm moving into a place in August. I've got a real job as well, like not streaming, but like an actual real job also. And I'm here like, I feel like an old man. I paid my taxes for the first time last year. Like, I don't...
You're 20 and you feel like an old man?
I know!
I'm 35 and I still don't know what that feels like.
It's bad!
Oh.
I'm scared.
Scared. There's nothing to worry. It's... What was it? Was it Kitten that tweeted it out yesterday or a couple days ago? Like, and she asked, you know, people in your 20s, is it normal to know what you're doing?
No.
And I'm like, no. It's like I'm halfway through my 30s and I don't know what I'm doing. Like that's life. That's it. I mean, this is strange. Like from a perspective of my brain, I have no idea how age works. Essentially, the only reason I know how old I am or gonna be is because I know it's my birthday next week. Normally, I have no idea how old I am, and I need to look at it on my driver's license. I'm not kidding you, because I stopped caring after I hit 25. Because at 25, your car insurance goes down for renting a car. That was important to me. I have no idea, and like seriously, I like in my own brain, even though I know that I'm older than you by dang near 15 years, I'm still able to like make some sort of connection where it's like, you know, even though we have a 15-year gap, my brain really puts it as maybe like a 3 or a 4, right? It's weird how that works for me. So
yeah, that's not.
I've never felt old. It's strange.
I kind of get that. I don't know, like
yeah.
I've always been pretty unique. I'm not like other guys, but I've been.
You're very unique. We love that about you.
Well, love is a strong word. I feel like I've always been pretty unique amongst my friend group because I do know what I wanted to do. You know, when I was 3, I knew that I wanted to be an actor, and I knew that until I graduated college. And I hated my college course and my whole college experience. So, like,
Mood.
I was like, for like maybe 2 months, I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I got asked to do casting by, oh god, I forget his name. Troublegum, who used to be the talent manager for Volpus Esports.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, you got a really nice voice. Do you want to do some casting for us? I was like, sure. And so I did. And at that point, I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then I came to university to do a degree in esports. And here I am, knowing exactly what I want to do. But like everyone around me, my whole life in my age group. You know, I've been with exes, I've been with friends, with random people I know, and they've all said to me, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know. We can swear under here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. And, like, at the end of the day, like, they're 20. They don't have to know what they're doing with their life. They've got, what, 60 years to figure that shit out?
It's... Do whatever you want. I mean, even then, I mean, do you really have to figure out what you want to do? Do you really have to? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. The stability that you can have, I say can have, because that's not always the case. If you choose one career path in your 20s and just go with it your entire life, there's a possibility for that. But at the same time, it's a lot of mundane things, and it's like, at some point in time, you either get bored of it or you realize you don't like it, you want to move on. I have my degree is in graphic design technology. I haven't touched that since 2009. I have no ambition to go back to it. I'm never going to use it again. But it's just one of those things where it's just you try. And one thing, and I always tell I don't tell people this. I disclaimer. Let's put a disclaimer right here. I give bad advice. I give advice. I don't give good advice. It might not be good, but it's still advice. Okay.
Right.
So one of my things that I talk to people about. Well, there we go. We'll put it that way. I talk about. Because I have talked to a lot of people that are just graduating high school and they're gonna go off to college, and it's like, I don't know what I want to do. I'm freaking out because we put, and I know in the United States, and I'm sure it is, you know, over there as well and in other parts of the world, we put so much pressure on these 16, 17, 18-year-olds that you are choosing your career, what you want to do for the rest of your life based on what college you go to and what your major is going to be. And I despise that. Yeah, me too. My biggest thing, and this is what I always tell them, like, you don't have to go to college right out the gate. You don't. Honestly, like, I mean, I didn't. It was a little bit of a different scenario because, you know, I signed up, I was with the Marines and I had all of that set up. But at the same time, like, I had those years to go out into the world, figure out what I want to do. I mean, even if you just go out and get your first job at Burger King or Target or, you know, Best Buy or wherever, get an idea for the workforce.
Everyone should work in retail.
Yeah, everyone needs to work in retail. Every job is essentially retail because you need to provide customer service to either to other employees of the company or to actual customers of the company. Like, you need that experience. Trust me on that. But it's just, you need to get an idea for how the world works and where you want to be in it, right? Because the world is structured. That's the world we live in. And unless you get out and you live in there and you're like, okay, this is something that I can see myself doing, how do I work towards that now? That's my advice for it. Take a couple of years off and do it. Too many people I know go straight into college, and then guess what they do in a year? They switch their majors. My graduating class, over half of the people that went straight into college after graduation changed their majors or dropped out. Damn. Just because they realized it wasn't what they wanted to do, because they had no idea. They went from a high school where they're in a house with their parents, and then they're out in the real world trying to figure this out, and they realize, oh God, I don't want to actually make a living doing this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you said that you give bad advice. I think that's fantastic advice. I mean, I genuinely wasn't going to come to university. As far as I was concerned, I was going to get experience casting and then find a job doing that for whatever game. Am I super happy that I did come to uni? Yes, absolutely. But is it because of my degree? No. Like, I really enjoyed my degree. And it's had a lot of problems. It's the first of its kind in the UK. And it was the first year that was running. So there were a lot of issues with the course. I'm not going to deny that. But it was fun. And it was interesting, and I learned a lot. But I could have been on any course. Well, that's a lie. Basically, my takeaway from uni is that it gave me a lot of time. It gave me financial independence, essentially, because we get student loans here that we don't really have to pay off. Like you do, but it's like 5% of your paycheck if you're earning above 21 grand a year. Like, so you're really not paying anything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a really small percent of what you earn. So I got financial independence to be able to kind of be myself, figure out who I am when I'm not with my family. I got to meet Pedro and Clive, two of the closest people I've ever had in my life. And we're going to move in together next year, and that's really exciting. And being at uni gave me the time and space that I needed to figure out what I wanted to do, and also allowed me the financial freedom to support myself while streaming, which, I mean, I don't have to tell you how difficult that is when you're, Johnny No One with 2 people in their chat. And that's where I started. When I came to uni, I was streaming to 3 people. And now here I am 3 years later, where it's an actual job, and I sent in my fourth application for partner. So I don't regret coming to uni.
Yeah, like, God, what did you hit last week? I think you had like over 400 viewers.
Oh, I was so pissed about this. Okay, so last Thursday, I had a stream where I hit crazy numbers. It was my biggest stream ever. We only got 1 raid from Puffy of 77 near the start, so it's like basically all me, right? And I was so proud of it. And I went back to look at the numbers, and we peaked at 499. Are you fucking kidding me? I just stopped my music by punching the ground. But we peaked at 499, and I, like, obviously it was an incredible feeling.
That's amazing.
And, like, obviously, like, getting a number like that is absolutely incredible. But you could have just given me 1 more. Just round out the number.
It wasn't me. I was there. I was lurking.
I was so upset. I think I went downstairs to Pedro immediately after and was like, Ross. And he was like, what? I was like, I'm sad. Why? There was so many. There were like 500 people in there. And I was like, but there weren't 500 people. It makes me sound so ungrateful, but I just like round numbers, okay?
No, there's something to be said about that. It's understandable. That's crazy though. You love to see it. You hate to see it, but you love to see it. It's one of those.
It really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like but like equally, I could have gone a year or 2 years without coming to university. It wasn't for me, I don't think I would have enjoyed being at my mum's place for another year. I don't. I think that would be terrible for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, when I went to college, like, I didn't want to go home during the summer, so I wasn't a full-time student. I was a part-time student.
Mm-hmm.
And I still got my 2-year degree in 2 years being a part-time student, but that's because I went during the summer as well.
Right.
So, yeah, I just did year-round that way, just so I didn't have to go home. But
yeah, that's fair.
Oh, God, that was so long ago. 2008 was my graduation year.
You know what I was doing in 2008?
Pooping in a diaper.
I was 8, not 4.
Excuse you, my children were potty trained at 3. You were still pooping in a diaper at 4?
I don't know. What am I supposed to know that? I was probably like in a playground somewhere, spinning around, looking up at the sky, going, ah! That's what I was doing at the age of 8.
I still do that. I have my children push me on the merry-go-round. It's so much fun. And then I get sick. Oh, that's one. Oh, another warning of getting old. Oh my gosh, your equilibrium goes to crap.
No.
Dude, I get dizzy just swinging on a swing now.
Oof.
it's rough. It's rough. I haven't done a roller coaster in years. I don't even know if I can anymore.
That's
But I'll try.
that's genuinely saddening. As a dancer as well, I'm never gonna be able to do a pirouette.
I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna nod my head.
Pain.
Isn't that like a sparkling water pirouette?
It's just a fancy French word for a turn, a raised turn. So it's when
I
you.
swear, I think it's like a brand of sparkling water over here as well.
It's when you go up onto like a tiptoe and spin while raised. It's a
So
like.
you did dancing too, then, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm a triple threat. I'm trained in classical and contemporary ballet, contemporary dance, jazz, and tap.
You have lived my dream of a childhood. That's what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, I only sang because I lived in the middle of absolute nowhere, population town 2000, and there was nothing else to do.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's amazing though. Good gosh.
I went to
that.
a very fancy, very expensive private school. And there are very few things that I like to brag about because I don't like bragging. It's actually been something that I've been trying to work through because my mum was always very much, oh, don't show off, don't brag. So I think that's maybe the reason why I find it so hard to take compliments nowadays, because I don't want to I don't be like, oh yeah, I'm hot, and then for like that to be me being egotistical. I don't want that. So it's something that I'm working on. But if there's one thing that I do like to brag about, it's that the school I went to was Tring Park School for the Performing Arts. It's the name of the school, and it is the most prestigious pre-university performing arts school in the UK. And my audition, I had to do an audition to get in and an audition to get a scholarship because I couldn't afford it. My parents couldn't afford to put me into the school. And I did my scholarship audition, and the school offered me a 40% scholarship. And my mum went back and she was like, no, we still can't afford it. And the school came back and they were like, you know what? 75% scholarship.
No way.
So I got to go to Tring on like 25% of what it cost.
Good. You know, for that, I'm gonna take this next drink with my pinky out.
Yes, sir. Do it the British way.
There we go, doing it fancy.
That's just how drinks should be drunk. Like when you hold a glass, the pinky's just out. What are you doing with the pinky? It doesn't need to be there.
My
it's
wife
just freestyling.
actually does that constantly, and I don't know why. Because I mean, she's not British. Like she's from small town redneck America, and yet pinky out every drink.
It's because it's the proper way to do it. It's natural.
Well, I know, but my question is, who taught her how to do that?
Nature. This is how it feels. It feels more comfortable this way, Loki.
I swear I could take her into a bar and I could give her a shot and she would shoot it with the pinky out.
Yes, sir. We call that a queen shot there.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. I actually don't know if there's a name for it. I just...
I guess, well, no, yeah, you're legal drinking age.
Very much so. I have been for like 2.5 years.
I forget the ages for countries and stuff like that.
Y'all are the only people who are like above 18.
That's fair. So are you familiar with a shot? Because this was something that Graham, I can't remember the rest, yeah, this was back in 2007, and he taught me how to do a shot that he swore by everybody did over in England, and it was
Graham.
His name was Graham.
Right.
And
Graham.
What was it? Graham? What?
Graham, not Graham. He's not a unit of measurement.
Okay.
He's not a unit of measurement. He's a person.
He never corrected us, and we just called him Graham.
I hear it from Hindu all the time. I'm the only one of the caster team who calls him by his actual name, and everyone else calls him Graham.
Fair enough. It was a shot of Sambuca though.
Yep. White, black.
And yes.
But
it was where you'd put your thumb, you'd stick it in the shot, you'd light your thumb on fire, suck out the fire, and take the shot. And he swore by that. I've never met anyone else that has ever done that shot, though.
I have heard of flaming Sambuca, where you light the top of a Sambuca when you're serving it, blow it out, and then take a shot. I've never heard of someone lighting their thumb on fire while doing so.
I lit my thumb on fire at least twice every single Tuesday through college.
The fuck?
Thanks to him.
Where is he from?
Was it Wales, maybe?
Oh, that makes sense. The Welsh are weird.
I can't remember exactly where it was, but seriously, like that guy was the one that, because we had a bar, a pub that was just like 3 blocks away, and every single Tuesday night when the specials were going on, my dorm room door would be closed, and here would come, sorry, how was it, Graham?
Graham, you got it.
Graham, and all of a sudden, I would just hear, "Oi, Chumleys!" I'm like,
Chumleys.
"What?" And he's like, "Oi, Chumleys!" And I'm like, I got a paper I gotta do. And he's like, "We're going to the pub." And every single Tuesday, he would drag me out of that dorm room down there.
Chumleys, my god.
It was called JC Chumleys. Beers were 35 cents from 5 to 9, and then it was 2 for 1 drinks from 10 to midnight.
Damn, that sounds good.
I
35
doubt
cents.
it's that price anymore. but yeah, that was an experience. He's literally the guy who taught me how to drink in a bar.
Nice. Well, the British we'll do that. Yeah, that's something that all of us do. Scottish, Irish, English, Welsh. We all know how to drink at bars. That's it's the law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm so confused. Lighting his thumb on fire. That sounds
Yeah,
hardcore enough to be Scottish.
I wish I had. This was before digital phones existed, or not digital phones, smartphones existed. So I have like but seriously, we used to have pictures of just like, we'd have the flames on our thumbs and then just bam.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh. I wonder what happened to him. I don't know. Haven't seen him since graduation.
I'll take a quick moment to acknowledge chat, which isn't normally something that we do. But if you guys do wanna, me and Loki both have chat open. So if you do wanna add something to the discussion, if you wanna ask a question, and we wanna, you know, if we feel like it's relevant to the conversation, then yeah, I don't see why not.
What's your questions?
What is a question? Loki.
Like in general?
Loki, what is a question?
A question is really anything in which your brain desires to have an answer to that you are unsure of what to make of it.
Right. Gotcha. So, do you have a brother called Dad?
No, my brother's called Alex.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty boring.
I don't know.
But it wouldn't be Thor anyways, because my name does not come from Norse mythology of Loki.
No?
No.
Okay, go on.
It comes from Matt Damon's character of the Archangel Loki portrayed in Dogma from Christianity.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually, technically speaking, it's Catholic lore, if you want to go by that.
Wait, there's a Loki in Catholic lore?
Yeah, Loki was an archangel that was pretty much in a nutshell. I'm not going to go through all of it, but he was cast down and lost his archangel status by God, essentially. So, yeah.
So like Lucifer 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Kind of, but wasn't like cast all the way down. He was just cast like more to the mortal plane. And then Matt Damon's character specifically in the movie, God, what did they call him? He was the angel of death, I believe it was. It was like death or punishment or something like that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But there's been a few different depictions of him. Like the one that I've liked the most is probably from the show Supernatural. They did a very good job with his character because they mixed it a little bit where they still had the archangel tendencies from the Christianity side, but then they also tied in the Norse trickster type stuff, and it was a very interesting combination of a character.
I think when media touches on mythologies that have characters that fill similar roles or have similar names, I do find it really interesting when they go for like all the pantheons kind of exist, or like some of these pantheons exist kind of around, like like, you know, Percy Jackson. Have you ever heard of the Percy Jackson series?
That was, by the time Percy Jackson became a thing, I was old enough to the point where I was looking at this going, nah.
Okay,
Not
so
saying anything against it. It's just when Percy Jackson was the thing, I was no longer the target audience.
yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's a good series.
So,
yeah, but yes,
I've heard good things about it.
So in Percy Jackson, it's mainly focused on Greek mythology, but in the same universe, they also do like Norse and Egyptian and Roman kind of things. So there's like a whole interconnected group, and like the gods communicate with each other, and they have like summits and stuff like that, which I find super interesting.
That actually does sound really interesting. Like that alone makes me kind of want to get into the series a little bit.
Yeah, like I think you have to. I'm pretty sure like one of my admins has been reading it on the Discord as like a community thing every Friday. He has this week off, and I caught the first book and a half, and then I wasn't able to keep catching it reliably. But I'm pretty sure the main series is just Greek, and then there's a separate series that's Norse, and another series that's Egyptian, and it's mainly like they reference each other rather than there's like a full crossover. But I think there's like a Tales from the Universe thing where there's like crossover events. Don't quote me on that though.
Quote him. Somebody clip that.
Don't quote me on that. There are like 15 books in the series. There you go.
That's one of those things where it's like I don't even know where I would have the time for that. Absolutely. My neighbor loaned me like the 9 books of the Dark Tower series from Stephen King.
Yes.
At the start of the pandemic. I'm halfway through chapter 1 of the first book.
Nice.
It's so hard for me to find time to sit down and read a book. I mean, looping all the way back. Let's come full circle to the start of the whole thing.
Yes.
Where do you find the time?
We love circles.
Oh, all these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
What's a square? I think
it's like a square.
I think you mean circle.
No.
Only circle.
No, someone did not watch Team 4-Star.
It's a 4-sided circle.
Fair enough.
It's a even 4-sided circle. That's all it is. Loki, chat wants to talk about boots. Do you want to talk about boots?
I don't think the change is that big of a deal. I don't buy boots all the time.
I think it's literally the change to boots is as simple as you don't buy boots.
Yeah. I don't think it's like here's the difference. This is it. This is how the meta's gonna change. You buy your stacking item first. That's it.
I don't know. I think
That's most likely going to be it.
I think we are going to see a more overreaching change to the meta.
Yeah.
Especially with such big changes to a lot of the starter items and relics as well. But like, I don't think it'll be as drastic as people are thinking. Like,
I mean, that's the thing. We can predict as much as we want to. We're not going to know until the patch hits, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But okay. Do I like the change? Love the change? Hate the change? Honestly, I love the change.
Me too.
Reasoning behind that is because boots have always been awkward. And what I mean by that is you are buying an item early game for the early game that you know good and well that you're going to sell and get rid of late game. And we already have an item slot for that for the starter item. So if you're going starter item plus you're going boots, that's 2 early item slots that you cannot fully utilize until you hit late game, which puts you at 4 items that you can really put to develop your build throughout the game.
Yeah.
Because the only real reason people bought boots is either for it. Well, number one, you needed the movement speed, but then it's just, okay, what type of boots past that? Do I need protections? Do I want attack speed? Yada, yada, yada. So, but for the most part, if all of those stats were on other items, if it wasn't for that movement speed, nobody's going to pick them up.
Yeah. No, absolutely right. Because it's just not worth it.
Yeah. It was is stagnating the right word?
Yeah, sure, we can go with stagnating.
Yeah, we'll just go with, I don't know if it's the right word or not, because I don't know what I'm going for, but it felt right. It was, but like I said, it's like you have a 6 item slot, and 2 of those items are forced to pick, one of your starter items and 1 of your boots. And if you didn't go with those, it's just, you were going to have a bad early game, bad, mediocre mid game if you could get to there. And late game, you were going to be so far behind, it wasn't going to matter.
Yeah.
So.
For the general audience, speed pot is getting removed as well. So how the new system will work is that you gain the 18% movement speed that boots would give you over your first 7 levels. And as for Mercury, me, Gore, Aggro, and JMac were having this discussion earlier on, like literally earlier today. Because I'm pretty sure Fuzzy was like, hey, do we know if the movement speed you gain from leveling up affects Mercury passive? Because I'm pretty sure it says in Mercury passive it's items, just items, that you movement speed from items. So I don't know if this is going to be a huge nerf to Merc or not, but I'm kind of here for it. Fuck Mercury.
I mean, regardless, it sounds like something that could, rework the passive a little bit if it actually does kill him.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mercury to me has been dead ever since they removed what the heck was it now? Golden Blade. Golden Bow.
I mean, Golden Blade's still been a thing.
No. When they removed Golden Bow, it's like Mercury has never been able to financially recover from this. He just hasn't.
That's fair.
Hunters ruin everything.
It's just a shame because they I'm completely with you, right? Hunters do ruin everything. Yep. They suck, and that's why we're taking the shields away from them.
I had never laughed so hard. I was watching Biaka's Jeopardy yesterday, and I tweeted this out even too, and someone stated in the chat, and I can't remember who it was, hunters have 7 brain cells, and 6 of them are used up by complaining about thorns.
It's so true.
It's like, but seriously, in all seriousness, like, what?
Yeah.
I think how many things they have ruined? Shields. They have ruined Golden Bow. They have ruined crit items. They've ruined so many things just because they have such a diversity in which they can build, but because they're ranged physical attackers, they're able to perform so much more than on the level of a warrior or an assassin who needs to get up close and personal. It's ridiculous some of the things that they're able to do. Like, they just, it's like, I'm just gonna hide behind my Geb.
But how dare you have a counter to that?
Oh, how dare you have a counter?
How dare you have
a counter for 2 seconds where all you need to do is stop attacking me?
Yeah.
Press up. That button that you've been pressing for 15 minutes, just let up. Let your finger up, man. It doesn't have to cramp all game. Just take a break.
Going back to Byakai real quick. I obviously saw your post about the dinner.
Oh yeah.
How did that come about? I saw it and you were like, maybe Blazy will even sing you a song, and I was like, yeah, I'm so down for this, but like I never asked how or why.
I mean, really? You know the truth?
Go, tell me.
The man needs a date. The man needs a date.
Did he like tell you that, or is it just?
And I need to do what I can for the Smite community to get that man a date, so his timeline is not so down bad.
And how has that been going? Have we had any takers?
I don't know. I know Cows volunteered and then he said no immediately.
Aww.
So apparently he's gonna be picky.
Great, that means that I can have cows. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
We can have a moonlit dinner for me and cows. Easy peasy.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't find anyone, I mean, let's just have a moonlit dinner and serenade each other.
I'm so down for that.
There we go. Let's do it.
I'll tell you what. You cook, I'll sing, and then the three of us can sit down. We'll invite Byakai. We can be his dates.
Yeah, he can be there. He can be there.
Love that.
Oh, good stuff. Twitter's fun.
Twitter is the worst thing that I love.
Yeah, no, seriously, it is. How many times a day do you scroll through Twitter and then you close out of the app, set your phone down, 5 seconds later you pick the phone up and you look at it again and like scroll through like the 2 tweets that have been posted since then?
If you add the phrase "and hate yourself while doing it," like 4 times a day at least. Like minimum.
Oh gosh. Nice.
Some of the things that I see on Twitter.
I know. Honestly, I wish Twitter wasn't so essential. Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm off Facebook. I haven't touched Facebook for I don't even know how long. My profile still exists, but I don't post at all. But Twitter, with I mean, mainly it's really the Smite community that I use it for, just to be able to post out, the go lives, the engagements and stuff. Like that's where I'm able to engage with all of the people of the community. Like that's why it's a necessity for me to have. I've thought about getting rid of it and just going completely no social media, but there'd be absolutely no growth from anything from that. And you would be so cut off from the scene, where your only interaction with the Smite community would literally just be going into Twitch chat, which we all know. Oh God.
Oh God, no, please, God, please, no. Yeah. Yeah,
it's so essential for it, but there's a lot on there that it is what it is. But.
It's one of those things that the esports industry just can't really move away from at this point. Which
build our own platform.
Sucks. Oh yeah, and how is Opera doing, by the way?
Yeah.
Like we can try, but at the end of the day, the user base will stick to Twitter. And
exactly. It was a different type of example, but from a podcast that I listened to, and it was like, no matter how good of an idea that you have, no matter how good of a product you can come up with, if no one's using it, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Because Facebook is the huge conglomerate, and if every single person is on Facebook, and you create, what was it called? Google
Plus?
Google Plus, and you create Google Plus. Even if, I never used it, but even if Google Plus was the superior platform, and even though everyone pretty much has a Google account, if no one is on there and if it's not being active, at the end of the day, it's not going to make a difference, and that's what sucks. Because it's just you need to find a way not just to create a platform to use and to create a better platform, but you need to create the incentives and a way to move those people from these old ones to the new ones and get them accustomed to that as well.
So you need to build an internet ferry of sorts.
Yeah.
To ship people over, but without good advertisement.
No, not a ferry. Can it be a trebuchet? Because I want to yeet them.
Ooh. Okay,
Plus,
yeah.
trebuchet is really fun to say.
I prefer to call them tree buckets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It is a literal tree bucket.
Yeah, tree bucket. Because it's like a tree on a stick that you put a bucket on and then make the tree go. Phew!
I love it.
But
that's great.
Yeah, like what's?
Yeah.
Go on.
No, go
ahead. The most British interaction. Like without good advertising as well, I think is where a lot of companies kind of fall flat. Like we could even move from social platforms here and talk about games. Like let's look at Hi-Rez. I love Hi-Rez. I really, really do. But they are not the best at advertising their games in a sustainable and profitable manner.
Yeah.
Let's look at Realm Royale. Let's look at.
Nope, I don't want to look at
it. We'll look at Smite Tactics. We'll look at Prophecy. We'll look at Roko. You know, all games with a lot of promise, but when it came to advertising, were a little fumbled. And
Rogue Company is the one that hurts the most back then, because I like seriously, that game could just explode. It is, I love like I'm not a huge first-person shooter type of guy, and I think that one's Over the Shoulder as a third. I can't remember.
It is.
But either way, like shooters are not my forte. I'm not good at them. But I have so much fun playing that game, and I remember playing it way back in the early alpha days, and it was just a blast. And then all of a sudden, like, it got released, and it's like, all right, let's yank up the curtain and display this bad boy. And it got such a push, and then all of a sudden, just kind of fizzled a bit.
Yeah. There was this huge campaign with Dr. Disrespect that just never got followed up on. So you got all this buzz around Roko,
around that,
and then it just disappeared. It was really upsetting. And another thing about Hi-Rez is that they have a tendency to change features or like play around with features that made the game so special, like the class system in Realm Royale or Smite Tactics. Full stop. I don't know how many different versions of Smite Tactics there were since beta, but there was like originally it was just like you had health, and then there was like a nexus, and then your deck champion was like on the map. Like there were so many different versions, and I think they just kind of lost what made it so special. And like with Paladins, you know, there was the card system that Hi-Rez made pay to win for like 2 patches, and that did some damage that Paladins I think is still feeling.
It did a lot of damage that unfortunately didn't fully turn around when they got reverted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Paladins. I remember when Paladins first, it didn't even come out yet. This was in the friends and family closed access. Like I got access to it, I played it, and I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm no longer gonna be streaming Smite. I'm just gonna stream Paladins. And I loved the game, but then all of a sudden, like, you know, this changed, then that changed, and it's like, you know, eventually I'm like, all right, I'm going back to Smite.
Yeah. I think with Smite, we've kind of Titanforge have been around managing Smite for long enough at this point that they know, right? Titanforge do a fantastic job with Smite nowadays. We've had missteps, right? Way before.
Oh yeah, there's been missteps.
There's been, you know, questionable balance changes and gameplay changes and all this, that, and the other. But they've learned a lot, and the game is fantastic now, and I couldn't see them really making a big, you know, what the fuck is this change anytime in the near future, you know?
Yeah, no, they're doing so good with Smite. Like, I've said this multiple times. Season 8 is the most fun I've had playing this game in the 9 years I've been playing it.
Yeah, me too.
It's phenomenal. I love it. The only time that comes close was season 3. Was season 3 when Siege came out? Or was that 2?
Oh no, that was season 2. Season 3 was when the new Joust
2.
map came out.
Yeah, season 3 was the new Joust map, because season 2, like Siege came out, and I'm like, I'm a Siege main. I had so much fun with that.
Bad game mode.
No.
It's a stupid bad game mode.
1v1 me on the Siege map.
No, what? No.
1v1, Geb versus Geb, slappers only, no abilities.
No. I don't really feel like putting myself through whatever kind of weird torture that is. Thanks.
It's fun.
No. But
it's always my go-to 1v1, just because I did good with it once.
only it's helicopter Geb, right? You just build full rings.
Yes.
It's a good build.
The only person that's ever taken me up on that is Incon.
I mean, I'll take you up on it on the Joust map. I ain't touching Siege. I cannot wait for that game mode to be gone from existence next year.
I'm really excited for Siege to come out. I really am.
Sorry, what did you just call it?
Klege.
Sleege.
No, Klege. Clash and Siege. Klege.
It's called Slash.
It's Klege.
Klege.
Why would you not say Klege?
Klege sounds like a dirty word.
It's a dirty map. It's
Oh no. No, it's I don't know. I've never enjoyed Clash. I've never enjoyed Siege. So the fact that they're removing them both is good. And also, we could stand to have less game modes in Smite.
I definitely agree with that. And Clash is my game mode that I do not touch unless I absolutely have to. I will only play a Clash if I've lost like 5 games in a row of Arena and Assault, and it's just not there, and it's like, all right, fine, I'll queue up Clash. We'll try 1 game of it and see how it goes, and then it just goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
So,
like, I don't know, people try and tell me that, like, Clash it's like baby Conquest. It's to teach people how to play Conquest. And it's like, no. You're wrong.
Clash teaches you how to team fight in lanes. It's an arena with lanes. And I'm gonna go on a slight rant here.
Okay, go.
But my issue with Clash is this. Every other game mode has a constant gameplay, right? There's a good constant amount of action, even in Conquest, where there's the objectives that come up, like there's the ups and the downs, there could be some lower points of the game, but you always have a constant form of action. With Clash, it's so close and it's so small of a map that even if all the towers are up and there's nothing else going on, as soon as you hit the 15-minute mark, no one wants to fight anymore, because one team fight ends the game.
Yeah.
One team fight and you run down the tower, you run down the Phoenix, and you get the Titan. That's all it takes. And it becomes a game of just a 100% snowball from one side, or it's a game of both teams are too scared to initiate and can't capitalize off on it, and you're just waiting for one big wipe. That's it.
Do you remember when the towers in Clash used to be laser beams? The Phoenixes.
Yes.
They used to just be melty lasers that did no damage.
I honestly miss when they used to have the Fire Giant on there as well.
Yeah, when they had Fire Giant and Gold Fury.
Yep. Fire Giant and Gold Fury, like I actually did enjoy that. I thought that was cool. Apophis, the only reason I love Apophis is I love like
bad snack
baiting people in and rooting them, and then they die to him.
That is the only good thing about Apophis. I wish stuff like the Fire Giant would have a mechanic like that. Because we have, like, the meteor coming down. Like, why Why does the meteor not one-shot people when it lands? It's a meteorite.
It should. It should do the damage of an Agni bomb at least.
Yeah, have it squish me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with teams having to wait an extra 2 seconds to get into position to fight the fire giant.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you have to be more aware as well, because if you're fighting around FG just before it spawns, you have to be like, guys, tactical nuke incoming.
Just imagine an Athena coming in and getting a 4-person taunt into the fire giant pit, and then BAM!
It's like, I'll take this one for the team. Athena, no! Taunt, I love you.
Oh, yeah. But no, that would be because at that point you're not setting up to fight the objective, but you are. You just can't be on the actual objective spot. You just have to create the zone for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
And also, you can make people go squish, and that makes me happy.
Yes.
You have like a Herc combo or a fearless. You just fearless chain people into the fire giant as it spawns. Oh, the joy.
There's so much potential for this.
I know.
I don't know what you would. The Gold Fury, I don't know if any damage, because she just kind of like shows up.
Yeah. She just kind of
But the fire giant, it's a legitimate explosion.
Yeah.
And so.
That's a legitimate
sorry,
nuke.
I need to get in the habit. My kids call him the Lava King.
Yes.
Which personally, I think that name's a bit better.
When I first started off casting, I got into a really bad habit of calling it the Pyro Giant. And Fire Mancer. Yep, I got them switched around. I used to be so nervous when I casted, dude. I'll never forget my first playoffs. Because not only was it a few months after I started, I'm pretty sure our first playoffs were in October. No, they were in September. There was the month after I started.
Okay.
And it was my first time working with Aggro and John and Mifflin and Dave. And God, I remember being so nervous. Palms sweaty, like spaghetti kind of nervous. Yep. And now I rock up to playoffs like I did earlier today. I was like, hey guys. They're like, yo, what up, Blazy? And I was like, so what do we got? Quick 2-0? No, it's actually Elysium versus Snake Hunters. And I'm like, damn it. At least it'll be a good games. And it was. And me and Gore had a great time.
Nerves. I can't imagine it.
No?
No. Well, I mean, I got nervous when Gore joined the call the other week with Lermy's tournament when we did a 5v5 on the joust map. I don't know. I couldn't imagine calling with anyone really. It's
crazy.
I'd love to do it. I really want to get better at it, but gosh, that's something.
Yeah, I mean, so I've looked up to Hindu specifically for a long time. Hindu and Aggro were, for the longest of times, my favorite casters. And I'll never forget the day I got my interview for the SCC. I thought I was just going to be calling with JMac. I got an email from do you remember the Masters of the Elements Invitational? The Joust tournament?
I don't. When was that?
This must have been around August, July time last year.
August, July time last year. That was when I was just getting back into the Smite scene.
Right. So they sent out a bunch of
2020, right? 2020 or 2019?
2020.
Okay. Oh no, so yeah, okay.
So I'm pretty sure they sent out an invitation to all the Smite partners. And we had a Joust tournament, all of us, and it was great. And I remember I got my email while I was streaming that tournament, and JMac was like, hey, are you free for an interview today? And I was like, yep. let me, as soon as I'm done with my games for this tournament, I'll be fine. And we lost the next game. So I was like, hey, yeah, so I'm free. And it was like, great. I'll give you a call on Discord in a minute. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm waiting for like 5 minutes. And I hear the boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. That's Skype, not Discord. What does the Skype call sound like?
I haven't used Skype for so long,
So
man. It's such a bad program.
What does the Discord call sound like?
Discord call is just... I don't know.
Well, say what you want about Skype. At least they're cool. Their ringtone was apparently iconic. Anyway, I heard the Discord sound, and I looked over at my other monitor, and it was incoming call from JMac, Hindu man.
Oh.
And I shat a brick.
Oh.
I picked up the call and I was like, hi. Hello, Hindu. Nice to meet you. You're my hero.
And here's the thing about Hindu. We can all agree. Legend.
Oh my
right?
god, right?
Absolute legend. But here's the thing on top of that. Even though he is just one of the nicest guys, good gosh, can he be intimidating?
Like, God, and like they say never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
And obviously my first interaction with Graham was terrifying. But he did say that I reminded him a lot of himself when he was starting out, so that was what a feeling. And it definitely wasn't because I based most of my casting technique from listening to him cast for 5 years. No, not even 5 years. How long have we been doing Smite? 8 years?
I was actually just gonna ask, how long have you been playing? Like
beta.
Has it been beta? So,
yep.
Okay.
So like what, 8.5 years? 9 years?
It'd be about 8, because next week is when I hit 9 years of playing Smite, and when I started, it was when Guan Yu came out.
Jesus Christ, I remember that.
Yeah, baby, bongo drums of death.
That was a rough patch.
I remember loading up, and I'm just like, who's this Guan? Hey, Guan Yu, I know Guan Yu from the Dynasty Warriors and stuff. I'm gonna pick this guy. And then I'm just like, I'm just winning every game.
Yeah. I'm just too powerful. I think my earliest release memory is Vulcan. I remember Guan Yu coming out.
Okay.
I remember Vulcan coming out. That's about it from beta. And then my memory goes blank on releases until like Naja rework.
Do you remember back in the day of when Fenrir's Brutalize could
crit? Yeah. I remember when Ymir could build crit. That was
Oh my gosh, yes.
fun.
Bring back crit Ymir, please.
No.
Not crit for everyone. Just crit on Ymir. Just alter his passive. Alter his passive.
Give him all around
so that
passive.
enemies affected by frostbite will take one critical strike equal to 40% of your total magical power. There you go. Done.
Oh
Balance.
dear Lord Loki.
Balance.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, also, sorry, I forgot about this one. And also, if Ymir kills an enemy god, they kind of explode in ice, and then all enemies around them are slowed.
Yeah. So why exactly do you hate me? And why do you like Ymir so much that you want to make him the most roided character ever?
Okay, so two reasons. One, because Ymir is amazing.
Ymir is here and invincible.
He's a staple of the game for a reason.
Yeah.
And two, let's be honest, I'm a troll.
That's fair.
I highly doubt you ever saw, or maybe you did because you've been in the scene. Like, because I used to do these Balance to Perfection series on Reddit, and they were just the most god awful things ever.
Never been a part of the Reddit, so I wouldn't have seen it, no.
Okay, yeah, I did. This was back in 2014. I think it was, and I just started like a balance post where I would be like, okay, Giannis, balance to perfection, and I would take every single ability and just tweak them to be the most OP thing imaginable.
Great.
Like Giannis ult through space and time, Why would we put a giant tube in which everyone goes through? How about this? Giannis Ultimates, he places a point on the map. A portal opens up next to all of his teammates where they can elect to go into the portal or not. The portal is open for 5 seconds. All of them are teleported to that one location. The portal stays open for 10 seconds. At the end of that 10 seconds, they can go right back to where they were originally.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh, I'm trying to think of who it was. I want to say it was, I think it was Toth. I did a balance to perfection with Toth, and I literally just said, "Nah, all of these abilities are fine," because I think it was like on release. I was like, you know what? Honestly, this is balanced. Good job.
Yeah, good job, Hi-Rez. You nailed it. Jesus
I
Christ.
kind of miss doing those, but yeah, that's how I earned a name-ish. I'll use quotation marks because let's be honest, I didn't earn a name. But it's like that was my start in like interacting with the community, was just being a troll on Reddit. Hi, it's
That's
me.
fair.
My name's Loki.
Reddit trolls.
I know, right?
It escaped me. I still am not really up to date with Reddit culture. I'm not a Redditor.
I haven't been there for so long. I think I still have my post bookmarked though. I'm gonna send you one of them to read probably.
Fantastic. Please do.
You're gonna cry.
Maybe we can start it up again.
Oh,
that would make some incredible YouTube content.
It could. But yeah, no, I created them while I was at work. And then it was like once a week. I think I have to move to once every 2 weeks though, but.
Dang. I had a thought and I lost it. Right. I was talking about Graham.
Yes.
To rewind like greatly, and as kind of a closing point, I hear a lot of people go around saying don't meet your heroes, and I think for a lot of the time that can be true. But I think the more important lesson is to meet your heroes and meet them for who they are rather than who you want to believe that they are. Because meeting someone who you think is going to be like a god, not like a literal god, but like someone who you revere as such, and finding out they're not that great is devastating. But equally, meeting someone who you thought was going to be great and finding out that they are in fact just a great person is such a wonderful experience. And I've lived that experience every single time I've met one of the broadcast team, community team, stream team from Hi-Rez. They're just all so wonderful. And that includes
100%. Aww. Thank you. But no, it's like there's always that caveat with meeting your heroes, right? And the perfect example of that is just how are they viewed? How are you viewing them? Because I think that's a problem in today's society. We put so many people on a pedestal for the wrong reasons. It's literally like I'm not gonna name any names for anything and get into it too heavy, but let's just say for example, an actor plays a role where their job is to literally lie and become a different person. That's literally it. But because of how well they played this role that is a inspirational person, we put that actor up on this pedestal. Yeah. Because, oh God, they played this role so good. I love this actor. And it's like, well, that's not really who they are. Same can be said for musical artists. Same can be said for professional athletes. Just because they're able to do something really well, we put them up there and they become a hero type status to us. When in reality, do they have their lives together? Are they really a decent person? Yeah. Some of the times, yeah. But the thing about, like, you know, pulling it back into the Smite community with, you know, the casters and the stream team, it's like we're a pretty tight-knit community. Yeah, we really are. People that are here, they're not here because they're god level status only. They're not here because they are great and amazing at what they do. They're here because they're good people as well, right down to it. So it depends on, you know, who those heroes are and what reasons you're meeting them for. I mean, I remember getting passed over by Ken Griffey Jr. without a second glance, just like as a little tiny kid, just like, hey, can I have your autograph? He just just blared right by me.
I don't know who that is.
Oh God, how about Scottie Pippen? You know who Scottie Pippen is?
Also no.
Oh my God. Okay. Fair enough. Well, I guess it's American sports, and it's
Right.
honestly they probably were playing before you were born.
They're like
So,
football players or hand egg players?
Ken Griffey Jr. was a baseball player.
Right.
Nominal status back in the 90s. And same with Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen played on the legendary Chicago Bulls team with Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty much that. And then, like I said, it's like I've met him, got passed over, and it's like, okay, well, you're not gonna make time for like a kid or anything like that. I get it. Sometimes I get it, but it's like, but there are heroes out there, the people that do generally good things, and that's really what it comes down to. I went off on a tangent there, but let's just shorten this up. TLDR: choose your heroes by who they are as a person, not by their accomplishments alone. There we go.
What a wonderful thought to end off on, Loki. Thank you so much for joining me under the desk today.
Oh, I rambled a bit, but thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
I'm old. I talk a lot.
My whole goal for this show is to provide a space where two people can just have a conversation. And I feel like we've just had a conversation, and sometimes you ramble in a conversation. You know?
Well, are you sure this was even like recorded? I feel like we've just been talking.
Right? Like that's the I mean then it's worked perfectly. Have you had a good time? Is the important question.
I've had a phenomenal time, yeah.
Fantastic. I'm really happy that you have. And yeah, I mean I don't know how many more people I've got lined up, but like when we need to start bringing people back, would you be willing to do another show?
Yeah, I'll come on.
Hell yeah.
Heck
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much to all of you for joining us here today, whether you just got here or whether you've been here for the whole time. Your patronage is appreciated regardless. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and if you're interested in watching the full show back later on, it will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow or tonight, whichever one I feel like uploading it by. Who knows? Yep, it'll be one of them. But thank you so much for watching, ladies and gents. I'll be back tomorrow, potentially, depending on how SEC goes. Very much might not be streaming tomorrow, but I'll let you know on the Discord, which you can find by using !Discord in the chat. And you can follow me by going down below and hitting the follow button. And you can find my wonderful guest, LokiDad, where?
I mean, I'm under my desk. I'm right here.
Okay, great.
Twitch.tv/TheLokiDad. Twitter is the LokiDad. YouTube is LokiDad, and Instagram is the LokiDad. Yeah, I'm out there. You can find it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everyone once again for joining us. My name, as always, has been Blazy Bard, and thank you for being under the desk. No, I need a better outro.
I don't know.
I got it. My name has been Blazy Bard, but it's time to leave the desk. Huh? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah. But now we have to leave the desk.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I gotta click the end stream button as
alright.
well.